Hello, Amesy here of Amesy's Antics. Welcome to my channel. I hope you are well today because we have another crafty project to get it stuck into. And this week is a face mask embroidery tutorial. A great way of sprucing up your face masks to make them a little bit more wearable and more personal to you. Now, the blog post that is accompanying this video is kindly collaborated with Design Bundles, so check out the link below for more information. They kindly sent me through 2 face masks for me to add my own designs onto and get really creative with it. So if you would like to see how to embroider on your face mask, then let's get crafting. So here are the items that I was sent through from Design Bundles, and I will link them all below for you to check out, as well as in that blog post, so be sure to check that out as well. To embroider your face mask, you are going to need a design that you like. So find something that you like, and I will link the ones that I use below down in the description bar. Print these out once you've resized them and cut them out ready to go. For the first design, I have opted for a floral letter combination. So one side is going to be this letter with a floral design, and the other side is going to be some more floral flowers. So to transfer the design onto the mask, pin this in place where you want it to be, and then get a large needle and press this through the paper onto the mask, creating lots of little holes along that outline. Then use a water erasable marker pen and go over all of those little holes that were just made. Now, I did have mixed results with this transfer method, and I did actually have to retrace some of them dots onto the face mask for the design, but then you have your design ready to embroider. Ideally, you need a small embroidery hoop that will fit the mask on, but I didn't have one of these to hand, so I have improvised and used a cookie cutter as the embroidery hoop. So what you want to do is get a large cookie cutter, place your mask over this and secure it in place with a hairband or elastic band, and then you have a improvised embroidery hoop. Then to create the outline of that letter A, I am using some black embroidery thread and a backstitch. So to do a backstitch, you basically create one stitch and then bring your needle up slightly away in that line, away from that first backstitch, bringing the needle down next to the first stitch, if that makes sense. So you're sort of going up, down, and then leaving a gap, going up, and then back down to that first stitch. You want to keep going with this backstitch until the full outline is complete, and I did actually miss a little bit of the letter off, so I had to go back in later on with some of that embroidery thread, but I think the outline is looking great. Then it is time to make a start on the flower. So I am doing the center part of the flower where the pollen bit would be, I guess. I can't remember what it's called, stamen? Not sure. You want to do a French knot stitch here. So what you do is bring your needle up through the material, then wrap the trailing edge around 2 to 3 times, bringing this back down but holding that thread taut while you pull it through, and then you should have a nice little knot that looks a little bit like a rose, and that creates the center of your flower. Next, it is time to create the petals of the flowers, and to do this you just need to do a straight stitch or several straight stitches, varying these in length and gaps between. Now I am actually using 3 different colours of embroidery thread to get a really nice ombre gradient type of look to the flower, as well as a bit more shading type, and I think it gives it a really nice effect. So all you do is create some straight stitches, so it's just one stitch up and down, back through, changing up the length, leaving a bit of a gap, and then using the different colour threads to sort of go in between these gaps to give that nice gradient type of look. Then to finish off the flower, it is time to add in a bit of green foliage with those leaves, and I am using 2 different colour greens to create a bit of a contrast here, but one of the stitches used for this is a fishbone stitch. Now I did a lot of fishbone stitches in my embroidery wall art, so I will link that above as well if you want to see a bit more of an in-depth how to do that. But basically all you do is create a straight stitch at the top of that little leaf, Then bring your needle up past the first point to one side and bring that down past the second point, repeating on the second part, and it'll sort of give you this really nice diagonal type of stitch going down the leaf, creating that really nice leaf shape. To create the stems for the leaves, all you need to do is a stem stitch. Now for a stem stitch, all you need to do is create one loop or one stitch, bring your needle up through the middle of this to one side slightly and making sure you keep the thread to the same side each time before creating that new stitch. And what this does is create a really nice sort of twisted outline or line, and it's a really nice decorative touch to the face mask. And that's the letter floral part of the face mask complete. So all you want to do is repeat the same stitches, so a French knot stitch for the center of the flowers and then some straight stitches for the petals, followed by the stem stitch and fishbone stitch for the leaves on the opposite side of the mask to create that really nice floral flower design. And then the first face mask embroidery design is complete. For the second design for the embroidery face mask, I am going for the Greek evil eye because I am missing my beloved Greece. I've not been able to go there this year, and the evil eye is supposed to offer a little bit of protection, supposedly. So to transfer this onto your material, you want to make sure that it is a light material and you can see through it. Placing the design on a light source, so I am using a window here. Then place the face mask over the top of this and using that water erasable marker again to mark the outline of the design. First you need to create the outline of the eye and use a backstitch again to do this. Now I have chosen a really nice gold thread here and it gives the eye a little bit more of that luxe look, and it contrasts so well with the blue threads I have chosen for the rest of the design. So all you do is do a backstitch all the way around that eye shape. To create the eyelash part of this eye, all you need to do is carry out that stem stitch once again, and it gives it a really nice twisted decorative look to the eyelashes, and you want to do this in the same colour that the outline of the eye is. So this is that lovely gold colour again. To finish off the eyelashes on each end, you just want to create that French knot once again to give it that really nice knotted design look, and I love how this has turned out. Then you want to backstitch that first inner circle of the eye with the gold thread just to give it a really nice outline, and it will contrast really well again, like I said, with the blue thread. Whilst the needle is still threaded with that lovely gold thread, you want to create the design on the opposite side of the face mask, and in this case it is a Greek key. So you want to create the outline of the sort of border bit with a stem stitch on either side, and then go in with some back stitching to create that Greek key. Now this is really fiddly and you do need some shorter stitches with this, but keep your design on hand to follow how this has gone, and this is why it's really important to be able to trace that design properly onto your mask. And then it is time to start filling in the eye with some beautiful blue threads, and to fill any spaces on the eye that are designated for the filling part, you want to create a satin stitch. Now satin stitch is really easy, and all you do is create one stitch and then bring your needle up next to that first starting point and back down next to the end point, and keep going like this manner, varying the length of stitch to fill in that space until you have filled it in. Very similar to the straight stitch, apart from you just have these tightly together. Then for the next circle part of the inner part of the eye, create a backstitch to create an outline in a darker blue thread. Once you have completed this, then you want to do that satin stitch again to fill in this circle part of the eye, as well as a French knot to the center to create a bit of a contrast. Then using a different shade of blue, finish off the evil eye with a satin stitch between the darker blue and that French knot, dampening the area of the mask where that erasable marker pen was, and the second face mask embroidery design is complete. So there you have how to embroider a design onto a face mask to make it really unique and creative to you. I absolutely love how these designs have turned out. I've gone for a really nice stylish feminine A and some flowers, as well as getting my Greek fix, because unfortunately I've not been able to go to my beloved Greece this year, and I thought I would bring a bit of Greekness to my face mask with this evil eye. I love how it's turned out. Let me know what you think of these designs in them comments below, as well as maybe what designs you would put on your face mask. I would love to know, so pop them in them comments. And if you've enjoyed the video, please do give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you are not already, to keep up with more of my creative and crafty goodness, with a sprinkling of travel, because there's lots of different videos coming up onto the channel. New video every week, usually on a Sunday morning. So be sure to hit that subscribe button to keep up with all that antics. And check out my blog linked below, Ames's Antics, for more information on these beautiful embroidered face masks and my collaboration with a design bundle. So click that link in the description box below. And with that said, I will see you in next week's video, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and week doing something beautiful and creative, hopefully, and I will see you next time. Bye!